Welcome to another episode of the Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum, TEIF, and our tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Series is The Emerging Lawyer. Theme is The Mind of a Healthcare and Pharmaceutical Law Expert. Today, we have the pleasure of our guest speaker, Ravi R. Shekhar, an associate at Dentons Link Legal, handling life sciences and healthcare. Ravi has expertise in drafting and reviewing agreements, managing legal compliance, navigating complex regulatory landscapes, and he has positioned himself as a key player in this field. So, uh, Ravi, welcome to today's coffee conversation. And just want to explain you the format. We have 3 rounds. One is the professional, second is the personal round, and third is the rapid fire. So you have to answer very quickly, wittily, and funnily, and you will get to win this book, Shaping the Agency Lawyer for Future. So I'm author of 13 ebooks. So friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, your host for Coffee Conversation and legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution. So Ravi, once again, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amir, for having me on this series. It's a pleasure meeting with you and interacting with you. I'm looking forward to having some, fun and interactive discussions with you.
Okay, so let's begin. My first question for your professional journey. Can you share your journey and what inspired you to specialize in healthcare and pharmaceutical law, Ravi?
Um, there's not one thing that I can say that inspired me to explore this area of healthcare and pharmaceuticals law. I started working in 2019, and from the very beginning, I think I was interacting with the clients from this specific sector, pharmaceuticals and healthcare. And I think that is where I started finding my interest in the area, all the intricacies of the laws and interacting with actual legal counsels from these companies. I think that is what framed this idea in my mind that probably I should, look forward to this specific sector, this one sector, rather than trying to be master of everything. So I think that's where I started in 2019, and today we are in 2024, and right now I'm working in one of the very few legal, pharmaceutical, and healthcare law firms in the country, and that's how my journey began, and that's where I am right now.
Okay. One curious question. Since you're
Yeah.
working with healthcare and pharmaceutical, have you got a chance to visit their, what do you say, where the formulations take place yeah, and how was your journey over there?
I have actually visited a few factories. Um, in the past, not this year, but in the past, I have visited quite a few factories, actually, quite a few places, industries, where I got to see exactly what is happening in their in process, manufacturing process, bottling, etc., packaging. So I've seen all that. It's very fascinating, and the amount of law that goes to every aspect of the process is pretty mind-boggling, I would say, because every small aspect of every process is there in the law that everyone has to follow. So I've seen all of this in process, and I think I'm one of the fortunate enough, a few fortunate enough that have actually seen the process, manufacturing process of it live.
Wow. Uh, That's very good because you're being from the other side and visiting, understanding, and working with the legal team, with legal counsels, then your approach changes and you're more involved in your drafting, reviewing, and helping
Yes.
them get better results. So now
Yes. Yeah.
you've got the opportunity. Now let's carry on the conversation. What are some of the most challenging aspects of working in healthcare and pharmaceutical law in India?
Uh, I think the answer to this would be in any specific area of law, not just pharmaceutical. If you pick any specific area of law, you'll have to know the practical aspects of the law and how the industry operates. So you cannot be a pharmaceutical lawyer if you don't know how the industry itself works and regulates itself, or how it operates in the given scenario of the market. So you have to know all of that in every industry, as I said. So I started from there itself. I mean, I met with people who worked in the industry and gathered some insights and practical knowledge from them, and that has helped me a lot. And I think that will help everyone know the practical aspects of law. So there's that.
Okay. How are the laws defined in India yeah, regarding this healthcare and pharmaceutical? Because this is a very huge and happening industry and contributing to the GDP.
Yes, it is. It is a big industry, and it's I think poised to grow. I was reading some articles on statistics that it's going to grow at the rate of 24%, if I remember correctly, till 2030. So that's there. The law itself is very regulating the industry. So from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to Department of Pharmaceuticals under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, there are a lot of rules, a lot of regulations, guidelines, orders, starting from Drugs and Cosmetics Act to DPCO, which is Drugs Price Control Order. There are many things that regulate this industry, and knowing every small detail is, I would say, very important to work in the sector. So yeah, it is heavily regulated, as you said.
Wow. So now, while working on the drafting the agreements,
Yeah.
what key factors do you consider and include, or what are your uh, strategy or the brief you receive from the legal counsels while making and reviewing legal drafting process?
Yeah, so I was saying, while drafting any document for a client, there are two things that I look forward to. First is the input from the clients themselves, because they have certain things in mind that they want to be drafted or included in the agreements or in a document. So that's very important to manage expectations for them. And the second would be having practical knowledge of the process, because we are talking about a very specific area again. So every aspect of a documentation has to, reflect that understanding, because something which is general for every other agreement might not be something general for agreement that we are drafting. So that aspect has to be kept in mind. So these two things are, I think, the major ones that play key role in drafting documents for clients.
Wow. From pharmaceutical and healthcare law, whom do you follow or you get your inspirations from the legal world?
There are a few people that I've worked with actually. I would not take names from. I mean, some influences, but people that I've worked with have influenced me a lot, actually. I mean, my manager from my first job, he has had a very positive and huge influence on everything that I've been doing professionally. So whenever time comes to take name from someone who has influenced me, he would probably be professionally, probably be the first person. My father would be also one of those, because although he's not a lawyer and he's not into this field at all, but he has always supported me in whatever I've been doing. So um, he's up there at the top somewhere. Then I think every other partner that I've worked with till now has played major roles in framing or shaping me, and helping me reach wherever I have reached and wherever I will move on to in future.
Wow. So now, what role does environmental law play in your work, particularly in this your sector of healthcare and pharmaceutical?
Environment law. Wow. So environment law is again something which is, I wouldn't say very, yeah, it is actually regulated pretty strictly. And there are many regulations in environment law as well, which are very general for very every industry, and some are very specific to specific sectors of the industries. So as I was talking about manufacturing process earlier, so wherever there's manufacturing or manufacturing of any sorts, environment law comes hand in hand. So every manufacturing facility has to comply with the various environment law regulations, right from Air Act, Water Act, Environment Protection Act, all the rules under the Environment Protection Act. So there are many things which everyone has to follow, be it pharmaceutical industry or medical devices, whatever it is. Environment law is there for everyone. So that's something which has to be complied with.
Wow. So now, coming to this compliance and risk management, what areas of pharmaceutical and healthcare sectors are to be looked into from your side for legal compliance and risk management?
So for legal compliances, again, there are many things I can list out, a lot of things. Again, starting from manufacturing to labeling to shapes. For drugs specifically, there are a number of drugs as well. How many drugs will be on a strip? What will be the combination for fixed drugs? Or there's something called NLEM, National List of Essential Medicines. So that gives the composition along with the formulation of drugs. Then there is DPCO, which is Drugs Price Control Order. There as well, you'll find list of drugs along with the formulations and compositions of it. So there are many, many things. Labeling itself in drugs and medical devices are very separate from other labelings in the industry. So that also is one of the major things. Many brands have been penalized for flaunting this labeling regulation. So there are many things. I can go on and on this topic.
That is another mini coffee to understand
Yeah.
legal compliance and risk management. Yeah, because I know it's fitting this in this a coffee conversation because it's balancing your journey and the topic and everything. So
Yeah,
we look
yeah.
forward to having
No, compliance is very important. It's very,
yes,
very important. One of the most important things.
yeah. So now coming to your another role of corporate law. So what areas of corporate law do you handle in your work profile?
I handle corporate commercial in general sense, but as you know, I am specialized in life sciences and healthcare. So that is something which I work on a day-to-day basis, advisories, compliances, documentation, etc. All these are like regular bread and butter for me. So these are things that I do on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. So now, how do you stay updated regarding the changes happening in the pharmaceutical and healthcare industry laws?
It takes some effort because taking out time to specifically be aware of what is happening in the industry and legal sector. It takes some effort, but what I personally do is on my commute from work to office every day, I'm on my phone reading news, what's happening. I'm reading e-Gazette, I'm reading PIB, which is you can say a newsletter from the government. So all those things I'm reading every day. So so as to keep myself aware of what is happening, because if I'm not aware, I'm not going to advise my clients appropriately. So that's a very important thing for me to do, and that's how I do it.
Wow. So now, how has technology helped you and which legal tech tool has impacted your working areas?
Legal tech is again something which everyone is using, I think, these days because it saves us time, it saves us some effort. So that's very important for us. When we start using, or when we learn using some technology that saves, cuts down our output time. So that's very important for us. I wouldn't necessarily, yeah. So there are some research tools that I use because personally, I think there are very, very few things which I am, using at the moment apart from Word. So there are many tools on the Word itself, MS Word. So that's something which I use regularly. Excel, and there are many research tools which I use actually on a day-to-day basis. So that is helping me a lot. But my colleagues are using a lot of many different legal tech tools. So probably I'll have to learn something from them and probably save some time myself. But as of now, pretty small number of tools that I'm using personally.
Oh. So my last question for you, Ravi, what advice would you give to young lawyers aspiring to enter field of healthcare and pharmaceutical law?
Um, Read probably. That was the first thing, to read a lot, because there's a lot in the sector that everyone has to know if they're interested in this. So start reading everything, probably gather as much information and knowledge as you can, and then make up your mind if this is something for you or not. Because once you're into it, there's probably no going back. Because if you don't like it, you'll not like it, and then you'll be stuck with this. So know what you're doing and read.
Wow, that's important. Reading is important. So now
Yes.
let's understand Ravi as a person. Tell us something about your family and your formative years in Ranchi.
Yeah, so my family is currently in Ranchi. My brother and sister are in Delhi. My mom and dad. My dad is a retired government officer. He and my mom and my younger sister, they are in Ranchi right now, living a quiet life. My elder brother and sister, they are in Delhi, doing their own separate jobs, and I'm in Mumbai myself. So we are pretty, spread apart at the moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going back to Ranchi in November
Hmm.
for a few things. So yeah, there's some time, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Okay. So tell us something, your favorite spots from Ranchi and your college life.
So my college life was in Bhubaneswar actually,
Oh,
and sport that we usually used to play in Bhubaneswar was table tennis. A little bit of cricket, but I don't think I got myself too much into that. But yeah, tennis was something that we used to play a lot. Shout out to my hostel roommate. Him and I were, buddies in table tennis. Apart in addition to a couple more people who are also very good friend. So yeah,
okay. So my question regarding Ranchi. So if someone wants to is visiting Ranchi, so according to you, different places to visit and food to try out in Ranchi.
food. Probably I'm not the right person to ask about food because I don't categorically call myself a foodie because pretty simple eater, I would say I am. So probably not the best person to recommend any outreach in Ranchi, but places to visit, there are many in Ranchi and around Ranchi. You can simply ask anyone in Ranchi and they'll tell you there are many places. I'm forgetting the name because it has been some time that I've been in Ranchi now, like 4 or 5 years at least. So probably not the name, but I know there are many places. I've been to many places myself, so I can say that there are many places to visit, but probably I cannot name any at the moment.
It's fine, it's fine. So now, which is your favorite movie which you like to watch again and again, and how did it impacted you?
Favorite movie? There are many actually. How do I pick one?
You can name any two,
Let's
three, four movies from your
okay. Let's
collection.
say if I have to pick one, I would probably say Shawshank Redemption,
Mhm,
because I think that's one of the best movies ever made. Second would probably be Sleepers.
mhm.
That's not a very known movie, but it's a really good movie with a very good storyline, I think. And these two movies, I wouldn't say particularly affected me personally, but the theme that they carry is something which would probably resonate with everyone, and everyone should probably watch these movies at least once.
Yeah. So now looking at a profile, there's some interesting thing about archery. So what got you interested in this sport, and uh, what are your experience for related to archery?
So, Amir, I'll tell you very frankly, I've yet to get into this uh, hobby or sport, archery. This is one of the things on my list that I want to do in life, but
Okay.
I've not gotten around to doing it. But I'm looking forward to trying this one of these days because it's one of those things which I think I can be good at and I'll really enjoy. But I've not been finding the time to really get into it. That's sad.
We
In
hope this will you'll be able to complete in 2024 while you're in Mumbai.
hopefully, I'm
Yeah,
hoping I
picture.
will.
Okay. Uh, so being in Mumbai, uh, which place have you visited, and like what did you like about Mumbai?
In Mumbai, I think the first and foremost thing would be the people of Mumbai.
Right.
Very helpful and great people everywhere. I don't think I've ever had any negative experience here in comparison to other places that I've been lived in. So that's, I think, the first most important thing. About the places that I visited in Mumbai, too, I'm sure everyone knows what are the places. It's like Marine Drive and all of those things. But around Mumbai, I've gone to, again, I'm forgetting the name because I'm very bad with names. I went to this stargazing thing recently, a couple of months ago. Yeah, it was probably 80 kilometers something away from Mumbai. So that's something which I really liked, and probably I'll be doing that again. I went for some clay or pottery thing also. That's also happened. That also happened recently, but I got late because of work, so could not do it. Another thing which I'll probably have to do before the end of this year. But yeah, these are things, activities actually, which I have tried to do and I enjoyed it. Stargazing I enjoyed a lot. So
Wow.
I'll do that again for sure.
Wow. So, what kind of music do you enjoy listening during your free time?
Slow and somber. Slow and somber is my type. That's usually that I go to. But I have taste in everything. I think in music I can listen to anything. But if I have to choose probably one type of one kind of music, one genre, that would be pop or soft music, any kind of soft music.
Wow. So now you had an interest in sports from your college life. Uh, so would like, how do you stay in touch with your different sets of friends made over the years?
Thankfully, I have good friends, so they don't mind me being busy in whatever I do. They themselves are actually pretty busy, so they would not mind. But yeah, we connect on a regular basis. Every few days, we are on call and WhatsApp. So thankfully, we have kept in touch, and all thanks to them. Actually, I'm very bad at calling people or calling back. So credit goes to them, but they are bearing with me. So yeah, calls probably is something which keeps us connected.
Okay. So how does the weekend look like for Ravi?
Weekend is chill time. I'm probably sleeping till 11 if I don't have any work. So I'll be sleeping. I'll make myself, when I wake up, I make myself something to eat, something to drink. I make my own tea in the morning. On weekends, I also make my breakfast, some eggs, some bread. During the day, I'd probably watch a movie or I'll read something. I have a few books. I keep shuffling books here at my home. So every other week, I'll probably be reading something new. So I think that's what takes up most of my time during the weekend.
Wow. Okay. For my last question, describe Ravi in one line.
In one line,
Take two lines.
let me think.
Hmm.
Probably someone who is trying to carve a special path out of the ordinary.
Wow. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, so let's have some fun. The rapid fire round.
Yeah,
Uh, okay. Your favorite travel place?
Mumbai.
Okay, wow. Okay. Your go-to stress relief activity?
Music,
Wow. A skill you wish to learn?
archery,
I, I'm just testing again to see. Okay, fine. Last book you read?
crime and punishment.
Okay. Your favorite song?
Din Dhale by Bayan.
Wow. Your favorite color?
Color. Hmm, Black.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Okay, let's register.
Depends actually.
Your what do you say? Favorite uh, tech tool?
My favorite tech tool. My God, that's a tough one. Is it rapid fire, you said? Pass.
Okay, it's fine. Okay. Uh, favorite Mumbai food dish you like?
Vada pav.
Wow. Let's, yeah, what a point is it? Okay, so you get to win this. You did very well. and you
Thank
will
you very much.
book
Oh, thank
authored
you.
by me, and it will be, what do you say, autograph delivered to your place. Go
Thank
through,
you so much.
share your inputs. So friends, it
Definitely.
was a lovely conversation with Ravi. He has established himself in pharmaceutical and healthcare niche area. There are very few lawyers like him and law firms who are practicing in this field. It's a very interesting area, and this industry is, what do you say, contributing to the GDP. If someone wants to understand this industry, do check this episode. And anyone from the pharma company wants to get connected with someone from this industry, Ravi is the person, and Dentons Link Legal is the one to go for. They are very expertise in each area, but pharma and healthcare has been handled by Ravi very professionally. So, friends, we have around 150 plus episodes on our Coffee Conversation YouTube channel. Do watch them, subscribe. You get to understand, relate, and grow in your journey from listening to these guest speakers. And if you want to be a speaker at our Coffee Conversation Show, do visit our website, theemergingindiaforum.com. Fill in the form, our team will connect with you. And we look forward to having another conversation with another speaker. So enjoy the rains, and we meet again. So thank you.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you for having me over.